Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone from wherever you're watching, and welcome back to Indian Racing League. This is Division 1, the creme la creme, and we are in Monza tonight for round 4 of season 5. And joining me alongside is a very happy person because Ronaldo made his second debut at Manchester United and scored 2 goals, contributing in a win for them in the Premier League. Is Steve Scal. Steve, how you doing? And
I,
what's your secret about those consistent points finishes for Aston Martin?
I honestly don't know. I have no answer for that. Honestly, I am as surprised as everyone else, and I'm just happy that I'm being able to consistently score points. But yesterday is a good day. Ronaldo back at United, where he belongs, and 2 goals to start it off. So I am a very happy person today.
Absolutely. And how was your race in Monza? I believe it was a bit of a carnage at the end with I think just 10 finishers, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
Or
something like
was it
that.
9?
Honestly, it didn't even feel like I fun. Like at times, it just felt like we were playing breakfast or something. But yeah, like I think that's been the story of most of these races this season. Is we're not getting not enough people are finishing. Literally, have high attrition rate throughout all of these races for various reasons. So that is sad, and hopefully that changes. But it is what it is right now.
All right, good to know. And it seems like dry qualifying at least as far as Division 1 is concerned. Let's see what the race brings. And we already have a couple of drivers out on the track. I think the Alpine of, oh no, that's a Williams.
We have
Of
we
Quick
have Williams. We have a few Red Bulls out. I believe I saw a few Red Bulls out as well. AlphaTauri, Jin on his intermediate tires, his OP Strat.
Yeah, that's an OP strategy. He doesn't want to waste a set of soft or medium tires. And
Yeah,
it seems like
he wants to get a. Well, from what I understand, he likes to get the feel of the track and also lay down some rubber because that does play a huge factor in lap times on this game.
absolutely. And spoken like a true professional, Steve's lay down some rubber.
I need to reflect the part, don't I?
Oh, absolutely. So, a lot of cars on track now. I can see in Sector 2 approaching the Scurry or halfway through the back straight. But Quick Killer will be the first person to set in a lap time. So, let's follow the Williams around and see what kind of lines he's taking through this circuit, which is called the Temple of Speed, and for good reason, as the drivers reach top speed of about 205 miles per hour. I think it should be around 205 as he reaches the braking zone, just about that as he brakes. And there's McLaren of Ishan who's just ahead, which I'm sure he will move out of the way when the Williams of Quick Killer comes across. I think there's some problem with my audio. I am not able to. I don't know Azun. I don't know where Caesar is. He is AFK. He is a wall, but
We have Quick Killer leaving the session, so already some glitches,
Oh.
I believe.
yeah, I was spectating him, and then it just put me to not zoom in. Quick Killer apparently is in the pits. So, oh my God, I'm scared about for this lobby right now. As Shadow Sword has put in the fastest first sector now, being one of the first people to put in lap time. People who are watching right now, I can see 8 people. Just let me know if the audio is too low for you. I think for me in the game, it's very low when I'm running on board with drivers. So if it's too low, let me know. I'll just turn it up a notch and you can hear the engine sounds. But okay, it's good. Okay, thanks, Siddesh. How is it not too low? I can barely hear anything of it. There's
Yeah,
a muffler.
engine sounds are a bit low.
Yeah, Siddesh, exactly
think.
what I'm talking about. Engine sounds are very low. I think that's
Yeah,
a glitch, right?
and
It's low for you as
low.
well, Teves? Or is it fine for you, Teves?
No, I saw the stream. Engine sounds are a bit low.
No, what about you? What about you? Can you hear the engine sounds well on the in the lobby?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can hear the engine sounds well in the lobby for myself.
Alright, as Racing Gupta has put in a lap time of 19.6 with Hosta with a 19.8, so already as PSI goes P1, provisional P1 now with a 19.2. We are spectating Shadow Sword, who has put in lap time which will not so great for him, is 21.3. Let's see who else is on a lap right now.
Yeah,
Is
but
not Sume on a
Shadow's
lap?
done that lap time on the mediums.
Yeah, he is on the mediums. Hushrav is on the mediums as well. But Ashwin Lakwani 19.5. So straight away is not Sume not disqualifies, invalidates his lap time. Let's follow someone else. Let's see what
Sai is looking really fast.
He is
Sai is
absolutely
looking really fast so far.
Yeah, he is, and
So
is about to complete his lap, and he's sporting a new number tonight, 46, which is different from the 24 he usually runs. Across the line he goes, and it is P1 with the 18.9, the first man in 18s. And while we do that, Teves, just let me change the audio settings because it's terribly low, I think.
Yeah, now I get that, but who?
Oh, Ishan retired.
I think Ishan crashed at Ascari.
Finally, some audio.
Not soon.
Yeah, not so many.
Ishan crashed it. Ishan crashed it on the exit of Ascari.
I'm approaching there with Ashwin Lakwani, and yeah, there you see Ishan's car stranded at the side of the track, and that's his qualifying done. But Hushrav, I think, had bettered his time with a 19.4, so that was his second run on the same set of tires.
But he has taken out 2 laps on those mediums. Those mediums do last a long time. They don't have much of a drop off as the softs would have, but he still has taken out 2 hot laps. Oh, that glitch scared me. So far, who are you thinking your top 3 for qualifying are?
Well, I think Ashwini Lakwani will be one of them, but I think VFX and Hushrav will be in the mix as well. As Sid Venkatesh now coming across the line, and his Alfa Romeo is a Division 2 driver reserving tonight, and he slots in P10 behind Nishan, who is also in the 19s. So 9 people in the 19s, and that's really competitive to see.
I think that's really competitive considering that this is their first laps. This is everyone's first laps, and they're
absolutely
already in the 19s.
Yeah, I'm predicting
a majority of them.
Yeah, I think you're right, because only 3 people who have certain lap time are not in the 19s. So expect more people to.
We essentially have 9 people in the 19s. We have 9 people 19 and below, because Vifix is the only one who's gone into the 18s.
Yeah,
and we hear Azun saying Vifix, Hushrav, PSI and Ashwin in that order. Yeah, said Vifix has already said a 118. He said a 118.9. So he's already broken into the 18s. I see Sai, Hushrav and Ashwin potentially breaking in, especially if Hushrav goes out on the softs.
Yeah, that's pretty much a likelihood, as Sid Kulkarni is asking if we can see a 117s. I think that might be a bit of a stretch. 117s.
I think we can. Sorry.
Yeah, I think 117s might be a bit of a stretch, as Quick Killer starts his lap time finally. I'm very sure I saw him on track, and it just suddenly ghosted him back to the pits. That was really weird to see.
I see Quick Killer on track.
Yeah.
I think a low 18s is mid to low 18s is possible. But we also have one outlier who hasn't started lap time yet, and that's Jin.
Yeah, completely missed that. Jin has an outlap right now, so when he actually starts his lap, which will be in some time, he's still clearing turn 1, I think. That is something which we'll have a look what he does, as Quick Killer is putting 2 purple sectors, so he is flying right now, if the game is to be believed. And that was nicely done through Ascari. I think he bet a bit wide through the middle section of that corner, but he has put 2 purple sectors, so expect Quick Killer to pop up around those top 5 placed drivers right now, as through the last corner he goes, and there's a yellow flag in sector 2. I think a McLaren is having a tough time. Quick Killer slots in P10, so maybe those were not purple sectors after all. What is PSI up to? Is PSI on a lap? He is, and he is improving. He's improving by almost a tenth, 800s up on his lap time. And Teves, do you want to take us through this rest of the lap for PSI?
Yeah, I'm riding on board with PSI. He has a nice clips the Apex and Lesmos too. He's got a pretty straightforward run down to Ascari. The DRS is obviously open. He is hitting top speed. He's maxing out, revving out, and he takes a little less curb on the inside than you can, and he nearly loses it on the inside on the exit of Ascari, but he manages to keep it under control. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward coming down into Parabolica. I refuse to call it Alboreto. Parabolica. And he's taking the old line of coming close to the pit wall, and he sets a 1:18.932.
Whoa, what a lap we have from PSI, and it was good to run
Very,
on
very
board with
competitive, very close to Wifix, and this is just getting started. We have 8 minutes left. This is just getting started.
Yeah, and speaking of getting started, it is a good start to the lap from Jin, who has put a purple sector 1 and is approaching the Ascari corner now. He has a clear track ahead of him, so he won't really be...
Ashwin was also on a hot lap and he decided to back off at the last moment.
Oh, almost losing it is Jin through the exit of Ascari. I think that's the corner which I was not able to take when I was not able to take that curve.
Yeah, absolutely. Ascari is a corner which is like a chicane, which especially in this game is, I think everyone is finding it hard to be consistent through it. It's good, yeah, as Manan says, it's got to be a perfect lap to get 117, and that means nailing Ascari, and I don't think anybody can consistently nail Ascari yet.
As Khusrav is finishing his lap time, let's see what this is going to be for the Alpha Tauri. Across the line he comes. Is that pole?
No, but
No, it's not. It's an improvement. He's almost into the 18s. Let's follow V6 then. Oh, Kill Bill Pandey has retired in the session. That's the Haas at the exit of Ascari. And that's where V6 is headed right now, but he has invalidated his lap time. What is
also,
Racing Gupta up to?
We've had 2 victims at Ascari on the exit of Ascari already today. Ishan and Kill Bill now.
Yeah, and there you see Kill Bill's car just coasting as his teammate Racing Gupta is on a lap as well, and he is
entering the first Lesmo. He's in the first Lesmo. Pretty straightforward. I think he's playing it safe, not taking too much curb on the exit. He's trying to get the DRS of the toe of I Am Rahul before swooping to the outside to take what would be a perfect entrance. Yes, he nails that. He nails the entrance into Ascari, nails the exit.
That was so good.
That was a very good run through Ascari. I would have expected him to take a little bit of HPP, but he chose not to and to just stick to his line.
That was probably the best Ascari line I've seen all day from Racing Gupta. Go into the pits.
And he big backs off.
Oh, that's a shame. I would have wanted to see how he completes the lap.
I don't know if he invalidated or something. Maybe he invalidated.
No, he did not. Maybe he was not just improving enough. But that's his lap done. He'll still have time for one more lap at least. Ashwin Lakhwani now preparing his second hot lap or the third attempt at a hot lap this session. And let's see, Teeves, if I can take you through this lap. And for our viewers, let's get rid of everything else, and on board we go on the main straight. Ashwin Lakhwani 210, so he is running a lower downforce than probably other drivers, as the miles per hour, the top speed he's hitting is quite high, as he takes a lot of curb at the entry, but the car is quite planted through turn 1, gets on the power early, short shifting to 4th and then 5th gear before this flat out right-hander of Curva Grande. Yes, Azun, I am already ahead of you, and he's up by 1 and a bit tenths. In the first sector, he cuts it. No, Ashwin has to back out of that one, and he still has time for one more. Natsume is on a lap meanwhile. Is he improving?
I don't know what he's doing with his... I'm still riding on board with Ashwin, and I don't know what he's doing with his throttle. It's like he's modulating his throttle.
Maybe he's trying to not... Oh, there's a yellow flag again. I think that's Mercedes. Oh, no, that's a McLaren of serial killers on outlap. But not Sume. Across the line he comes. I think he had a purple second sector. So this could be a good lap time. He's coming back into the pits. No, he does not. Stays on the track. Across the line he comes. And that's P3 for him. So that's a lot of competition for the top spot. And still only 2 drivers which are in the 18s. Does that surprise you, Teeves? Not seeing the likes of Khusrav and Ashwin in the 18s yet.
Yeah. I think this track in this game is like very surprising because I managed to put a lap time yesterday that I was surprised by myself, and then I'm seeing these people, some of these guys who are like some of the fastest guys in the league, not being able to break into those 118s for various reasons. So yeah, it does surprise me that Hushraf, Ashwin, Notsum are not in the 18s yet. Notsum and Hushraf are the closest. Ashwin is still a little ways off.
Yeah, he's a 5/10 off, but that was his banker time. Remember, he was up by quite a margin in the first sector, but just about cut that second chicane, which is almost what Quick Killer does in his McLaren. And I think he's the only one who's putting a hot lap right now, along with I am Rahul. Oh, he almost loses it, Quick Killer, or maybe that was lagged as a yellow flag. Once again, Natsume has retired on his in lap, and that is Askari's third victim of the qualifying session.
Oh, damn.
Well, he will see soon enough his car stranded on the track. Yeah, there you go. His car is in the middle of the track. That just disappeared now. But what's Natsume going for another run? Because that is twice in 2 races where he has lost a car when he was not pushing. Remember Hungary, he lost a car and DNF'd under the safety car. So not entirely sure what happened there, but Serial Killer crossed the line and goes P15, so he's not the last person anymore. PSI on an outlap, so he's only person on track right now who's on an outlap, along with Racing Gupta. So I think they are a bit out of sync with the rest of the grid, which are just filtering out now. You can see the minimap. They're just exiting the pit lane for a lap. So PSI will encounter some drivers.
The Mercedes, the Red Bulls, they're all coming out now. And I'm honestly surprised by Jin's first lap only being a 19.9. I would have expected
maybe he made a mistake somewhere, or
potentially.
I'm not sure.
Potentially, I think Askari. I think that is the only.
Yeah, possible, but it looked okay through Askari. Well, he was a little bit out of shape, but it looked okay. And speaking of looking okay, it's PSI who's just about not improving. He's down by 400ths of a second. So
Caesar, वो हम अपने stream पर कर लेंगे आपके लिए. Don't worry.
And yeah, I think Azun and Caesar are calling me out for correcting Caesar a couple of times last night about the corner name of the last corner, but
you mean Parabolica? You mean Parabolica?
Yeah, I mean exactly that. But PSI now across the second sector split, and he's not improving, so this is not going as per plan for PSI. Does he have enough fuel for a next run is what I'm trying to see. Everyone else on hot lap right now except for Serial Killer, who's in the pits, and I don't think he has enough time to come back out now. Serial Killer has retired in the pits, so that's perfectly fine. And PSI, he has invalidated his lap time, so that's his qualifying done. Maybe he could have gone for a second run, but if you extend your track limits there, Teves, I think the game invalidates your next lap as well.
Yeah, he's backed off, and he's gone into the pits.
Yeah, he's in the pits now.
I'm riding on board with Jin. As he comes to Parabolica to start his hot lap.
So Jin is going to be one of the first people to take the checkered flag at the end of this qualifying session. He has a Red Bull ahead of him, I think. Is that HVP? It is. Yeah, yes, that's HVP, and I think both of them are on a hot lap. So
yeah,
this is going to be interesting.
They both came out of the pits together. They both came out of the pits together. They both think they have a good healthy gap between themselves, so it should be a good one. And
yeah, that was nicely done through the second chicane. And let's see what Jin does at the exit of the second Lesmo. Does he have a good exit? I think he did, and using a lot of...
I think that was a good curb on the exit, which is good.
He's up by almost a 10, but this is... and invalidate, so that's his qualifying done. Hushraf goes P1 with an 18.7. Now our attention turns to VFX, who's also on a lap. We don't know how much he's improving by, but Hushraf has taken provisional pole, and by quite some margin. 2/10 is the gap. VFX has some cars ahead of him. Will Ashwin finish the lap before him? I think he will. So let's see what Ashwin does first. And Ashwin is now approaching the final corner. Let's not name it at
Last
all.
I saw the Delta, Vifix was only up 8 hundredths of a second.
So that's not going to be enough. But Ashwin is getting a toe across the line. He goes P5 for Ashwin. Still not into the 18s. Vifix is up by almost a tenth, and he is... Oh, that's really close to the line. And he just about gets it, but still a tenth away. So Vifix is B2.
Yeah.
So Hushtab and Vifix will be on pole. The people who could have battled out and did battle out the race win in Spa, I believe. And PSI Legends and Natsume in P3 and P4. Ashwin with P5 and Racing Gupta, despite 2 laps on the same soft tires, will start P6.
Yeah, but this is going to be a very interesting rundown to turn 1, if we're being honest.
Absolutely, and less than 700ths of a second between the top 2. As you can see, Hushtab and Vifix on the front row. Racing Gupta is in P6. Nishan, who is Vifix's teammate, so it's a decent qualifying for both the Ferraris, P2 and P7. HEP in the Red Bull in P8, and Tofaroon, where did he come from? All of a sudden in P9, Quick Killer in P10. That's the top 10 for you, who will start on the softs. And the rest of the drivers, we will have a look at what tires they do run, or at least start the race on in the formation lap. So how did you feel about that qualifying session, Teves?
Honestly, I wish Jin had been able to do something more, if I'm being honest, because it would have been fun to see him up there in the mix with the rest of everyone.
Okay, I've read a message pretty late, but can you invite Saurabh Naik and Thakur into this? I think it will be too late. Caesar, let me know if you're hearing this and if I should do that.
What message? No. I think Caesar said it in chat that too late.
Okay, he did say it. Okay, fine. Maybe I missed that.
He said it in chat, too late.
So
yeah.
I was not looking at my Discord, so apologies for that. I could have invited them. But anyway, it's pretty overcast, Teves. I'm hoping for rain. That's all a man can do. I can hope.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's actually raining for me outside, so it'll be interesting to see them having to deal with that.
Yeah, can you just collect some?
We had to deal with rain yesterday.
Yeah, can you just collect some droplets and throw it on the track? You know.
I'm catching the first flight to Monza.
Right, I'm sure Caesar will pay for that. But I think the time for preparation in terms of race strategy is over, and we should have the tires pretty soon. And wow, a lot of soft tire runners except for 14 drivers are on the mediums. That's something which I did not really expect. So a lot of soft tire runners.
I honestly expected everyone outside the top 10 to be on mediums.
Yes, Azun, we heard that it's a dry race, or we read that, but it's still approximate, the weather forecast, so you never know. Just let us hope, please, until the end of checkered flag.
One can hope.
Oh, and Hushtab,
one can hope.
Yeah, Hushtab has just sped away from the pack. You can see the huge gap between him and the cars behind, so he will have to slow down considerably, as Vfix is just now taking the apex of the second chicane, and Hushtab will have to wait some more before
Caesar's latest stat. Last night's D2 pole would have put that driver in P9. So I forgot who was on pole. I wasn't that far ahead, so I don't know who was on pole last night.
Who was on pole? Who was on pole? Come on, I have a terrible memory. I'm actually ashamed of this. God damn it.
Caesar, who was on pole? ये भी बता ही दो.
उसको तो याद ही होगा. अरे यार. Who was on pole?
No, but as I was saying, the mediums, honestly, I felt the mediums.
Redstone, thank you. It was a Ferrari on pole. How can I forget? I'm sorry about that.
No, but I honestly enjoyed starting the race yesterday on the mediums. But again, you do get, if there is turn 1 carnage, you do get caught out, and that does put you in no man's land. Because the only 2 tires worth driving here are the softs and the mediums. Unless you're Kanav,
what if you get?
But Kanav's not here.
What if you get a 3rd lap or 4th lap safety car, Teves? What would you do?
Honestly, at that point, as I was talking to my race engineer for yesterday's race, I would have had to just suck it up and stick to my original strategy.
So you'll stay out on softs basically if you're on softs.
Oh, no, not on softs. No, on medium. If I was on mediums, if you're on softs,
no, I'm saying even if you're starting on softs and there's a safety car on the third lap, what would you do?
I would pit for mediums. You could definitely stretch that.
Let's see if that happens tonight, and we'll see if someone can make those mediums work. But the drivers are now setting their places on the grid, and yeah, as Caesar said,
I will mute myself for you to lead us away.
Well, you don't need to mute yourself, but we're waiting for the 5 lights on the grid and for me to get a good. Yeah, there you go, 5 lights on the grid. Lights out. Come on, and we are underway. Finally, it's a good start from Hushraf, but even better from PSI behind. Can VFix challenge Hushraf at turn 1? No, he cannot, but will he be challenged by PSI, who is on the outside line? PSI takes a good enough line, but for now it's fine. I think there's some carnage behind. I saw some front wing flying. There's a Ferrari and a Red Bull. Oh, that's I am Rahul, who's completely turned around. And Ashwin has made up a place on Natsume. Racing Gupta stays in P6. And I think what's happening further behind.
Yeah, I think a McLaren of Ishan was caught out in that. Kill Bill was caught out in that. I think Shadow had a slight incident with somebody, and yeah,
HVP dropping places as
Shadows
well.
had another incident. Shadows had another incident with Nishan, from what I can see.
That's unfortunate for Shadow, as he's losing more places. I think he has damaged the way he was understeering into the second Lesmo.
Yeah.
So Jin is through,
so.
And Shadow I think has massive damage, although it's not apparent here.
He did hit Nishan into the second chicane, so Nishan might have rear wing damage, unfortunately.
That's unfortunate for Ferrari, as Nishan's rear wing looks fine from this angle, but you never know. I'm pretty sure Shadow has damage of some kind, or you were understeering like crazy into the second Lesmo. But Racing Gupta on the back of Natsume. Let's ride on board with the horse driver. Can he do anything? Racing Gupta yet without a podium in this season. And you know what? Monza could just be his chance. Further behind, Nishan on the back of HVP. So both the Red Bulls not having the best of the places, as Shadow Sword is into the pits.
Gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane as well.
Oh, does he? Oh, I completely missed that.
For adding, just adding to his worries for today's race.
Yeah, you know what? He had a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane in Hungary as well, and he finished P5 or P6 in that one. It was a great wet weather drive at the end of the race, so maybe he can make it work this time around as well. But this is the closest battle right now. Racing Gupta still on the back of Natsume. Remember, DRS will not be enabled until the end of this lap, so overtaking will be tough, especially because of this so-called DRS train which is being formed. But Ashwin Lakhwani losing touch. Oh, what happened behind? Quick Killer losing a place to Tofaroon. So Tofaroon, who has rejoined the Indian Racing League as a reserve at least after season 2, has been on good form since he started. So let's follow his progress.
Yeah, and I believe through all of that carnage, I think only one person has had to pit, and that has been Shadow Sword.
Yeah, it has been Shadow Sword, and VFix now within 4/10 of Hushraf as he sets the fastest lap of the race. Is he going for it? He's not. I think it's probably smarter to wait for ERS. What about Racing Gupta? Is he going for it? He's not as well. So the drivers are waiting for that DRS activation, and the next time they are through the second Lesmos, they will get DRS up to Ascari. But once again, it's a little bit surprising to see Ashwin Lakhwani lacking a bit of pace. I think it seems like he's running higher downforce going by the speed trap, but he's losing out to PSI Legends. The gap 1.3 seconds.
I think would you say high downforce? I would say lower downforce, and that is why he's being able to get those high top speeds.
My bad.
Top
it's low downforce,
and that is what's hurting him, because then he cannot follow cars.
Yeah, here is VFix now. Oh, there's a yellow flag somewhere. Is that Sid Venkatesh who is losing some positions?
Yes.
What happened
he spun.
to Sid?
I believe Sid spun. I might have been contact. I'm trying to see if there's damage. I'm only getting 2 views.
Nova is calling me Crofty. I don't know why. Maybe I made a mistake somewhere. Yeah, because I said high downforce instead of low downforce. But VFix once
No,
again within that
Sid
4-second
looks
gap.
like
And here is
Sid
the
looks
change
like
of
he has no
lead.
damage.
Sorry, teams, but here is the change for
Yeah.
lead. I think upcoming. VFX will have to take the outside line. Hushraf defends the inside. And VFX, does he make the move? No, he just about does
He
not.
tries to switch back, and I think, oh no, Hushraf just had that
But
better
he will have a
exit.
great run through this cover de grande. Let's see if he can make something happen in the second chicane. I think Hushraf is defending the inside once again, and VFX might have to pull out. What about Racing Gupta and Natsume? Natsume is still ahead. So, well, Ashwin seems to be having some troubles. I think Natsume is able to defend from Ashwin Lakhwani.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Vifix needs to get this move done now because PSI is starting to catch them.
Yeah,
PSI
I mean,
is
I am
getting
really
right
impressed.
into that.
I'm really impressed by the pace PSI is showing. By the way, what's happening? VFX getting really close. And let's see if this time around what happened to Quick Killer. Oh, he's losing a lot of places there. Quick Killer, he will be passed by Nishan as well. So Nishan into top 9 once again. But the gap has increased at the top. VFX losing touch of Hushraf, and I'm pretty sure this time around the Ferrari will not be able to overtake. So Hushraf will stay ahead at least for one more lap or a few more corners. What about Racing
Hushraf gets
Gupta
some
now?
breathing space till at least the second DRS zone.
Yeah, but look how
At least
VFX
till
is
then.
closing up. He's closing up like 4 tenths on that straight alone, almost 5 tenths. So that's the power of slipstream and DRS. And Racing Gupta, by now he would have studied the wing or rear wing and the whole structure and diffuser, everything of that Williams by now. I think he's probably making up his mind to make Natsume make a mistake and then try to get in front, because right now it seems like a bit of a DRS trend. Jin on the back of Serial Killer, and Jin, where did he start? Let's have a look
Serial
at.
Killer makes a
Serial
mistake.
Killer makes a
Serial Killer
mistake. Yeah.
Makes a mistake exactly the same place I made a mistake a couple of times yesterday, but Jin is there to capitalize on it, and Jin is ahead.
Oh, there's a
But
sector
this
to yellow
just-
flag. Is that Sid Venkatesh again? I think it is. Well,
Yeah, I
the
believe
top,
that was Sid
the top two
Venkatesh.
are again within 3 tenths of each other. PSI just about losing touch, but I think
And Quick Killer's gone into the wall at the exit of Ascari.
if there's no safety car, there's a virtual safety car just as VFix was about to pull the trigger.
Oh,
That's unfortunate. Does
that
anyone go
is
into the
just-
pits? Ashwin Lakhwani straight away into the pits. Not Sume. Racing Gupta in the pits as well. And what happened to Quick Killer? Is
Tofaroon
it-
as well. Tofaroon as well. Jin is going to Jin is going to be the big gainer on this. Oh, Ashwin's going onto the hards.
Yeah,
I
Ashwin
did
on the
not think I
hards.
would see those hards.
So, Quick Killer gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So that's his race gone from bad to worse after that spin. And Jin is still racing and on the medium tires, the lead medium tire runner in P5. So he will have a very good tires at the end of the race. Ashwin Lakhwani is out in P10 and
Yes, and
does not
as
have to make a
Caesar
pit
reminds
stop.
us, as Caesar reminds us, I am Rahul does have a 6-second penalty from the previous race.
Yes, he does. So
So-
I'm Rahul. Wherever he finishes, 6 seconds will be added to his race time, and that's the updated position as VFix has lost a bit of touch from Hushraf under this VSC, and this is where, you know, I think this was the lap. I was pretty sure this was the lap where VFix would have made the move on Hushraf, and he is pretty determined to do that. But look at the delta; it's increasing on the straight
Yeah.
as well. It's almost 2 seconds now. What's happening? DRS has been able 2 seconds is the gap. So VFX has lost 1.5 seconds through that VSC period, and
Sai has not lost any time. Sai has lost maybe 2/10 of a second at most to the group. So big winner Sai, big and Hushraf of course, big loser Vifix there.
how did he lose 1.5 seconds under the VSC? I would never understand. Kill Bill Pandey on the back of Serial Killer, and I think Kill Bill Pandey will have an easy time. But Serial Killer up ahead will not have DRS. Kill Bill Pandey goes onto the right of the track. He is squeezing Serial Killer a little bit, but it's fine. Racing Gupta and Natsume are battling as well, but Natsume I don't think will be diving down the inside. Yes, he does not. And Caesar being a Panoti once again in the comment section. Ashwin will not be happy about that, I'm sure. But let's go back to this battle between Racing Gupta and Natsume. It's very intense, and Natsume, one of those people, along with Racing Gupta, who had pitted. But that's a tire strategy. That's a difference in strategy. As Ashwin has pitted, who's just up ahead the road. He's on the hards. These two are on the mediums. So Ashwin pretty confident about taking those hards to the end. I'm not sure if Racing Gupta and Natsume are that confident, especially after seeing Ashwin on
I believe
hards.
they could. I believe they could, but they're not going to be able to push it, which does give Ashwin a huge breathing gap, a breathing room, so to speak.
And Natsume had to back out of that move because Racing Gupta was drifting to the left of the track to defend at Askari, and you think the VSC came at a real... I think the VSC came at a really bad time for VFix. He's not able to close that gap up, and he does not have DRS anymore.
Absolutely, and also another thing in regards to the Ashwin, he's not going to be able to push those tires at all. He's finished one lap on it now, another lap and a half. He's not going to be able to push those tires at all. It's only after those 2 laps, 3 laps is he really going to be able to push those tires.
Absolutely, and Racing Gupta now on the back of Ashwin, so those hard tires taking a bit of time to get ahead. What's happening with the McLarens meanwhile? It's Ishan who's trying to get past. Oh my god, that curb. I think it just killed Ishan, but Racing Gupta has overtaken Ashwin. And Ashwin has just gone straight on. What happened to Ashwin there? He's just gone straight on. Did his brakes fail or something? I don't think that's a thing in the game. There's a yellow flag sector 2. I think that is for... Oh, why are you stopping?
He doesn't look like he has damage.
Has his controller died off? Oh, that's his...
I think so.
And Natsume, by the way, has overtaken Racing Gupta now, and the gap up ahead is just increasing. 2.3 seconds now. So Hoshrav in total control of this race. Let's go back to Ashwin. What's
potentially
happening?
Something wrong with Ashwin's controller, but
yeah, I think so too. He's still going slow.
I think Caesar jinxed it. I think Caesar jinxed it. He jinxed it yesterday by saying that I'm the only Aston Martin points finisher in every race so far.
Is that a safety car to use? No, there's a yellow flag.
No, there's a yellow flag. Car seems fine. He's cut across serial killer. He's cut across to enter the pits.
Yeah, I saw that. Ashwin is still going slowly. There's a yellow flag again in sector 3. And that's because of Ashwin going this slowly. This is puzzling. What's happening with Ashwin? I'm pretty sure it's his controller. I can't think of anything else. He's not in AI, so he's going back into the pits now. And I'm fearing the worst about what he's gonna do, and he has retired. That was something which I did not want to see, but that's his race over and his bad luck not over, as Ashwin Lakhwani has retired. He's the first retirement in this race after 9 laps. Racing Gupta and Natsume is still
I'm just
at
messaging
it.
Ashwin to see what happened.
Just check with him, please. What went on there? But the battle for P8 is still not done, as Racing Gupta is coming back to fight Natsume. Meanwhile, there's a battle for P12 going on. That's the last point paying position, as Serial Killer and Shadow Sword are trying to hunt down Quick Killer, who's on fresh mediums. As let's see what happens into Askari. Nothing doing for now.
Yeah, there's that glitch where Ashwin has car has appeared on the track.
Shadow Sword retired. Oh my god, I think that was Askari again. There's a safety car now, and that is exactly what VFix needed.
Yeah, I think but VFix and all are on the DRS straight, second DRS straight, entering Askari now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to pit for mediums now. So when was the first VSC? When was it deployed? Teams, do you remember? Maybe lap 4? I'm not sure.
Lap 7. Lap 5. Lap 5.
Alright, Sid Venkatesh in the pits, and he has got a 5-second penalty. So that's not good news for him. But I think it came at a good time for VFix. He was losing touch.
Yeah, Hushraf has
And
dived into the pits. I don't know if Vifix will.
yeah, he's in.
Should.
VFX is in.
Okay.
PSI is in as well. HVP, I'm very
Yeah.
sure, will be in. What does Jin do now? So this is difficult for him. He can't make those shots last. He has to take advantage.
Jin has to pit. Jin has to pit, but
Stays
he
out.
might have track position. He
Stays
might
out.
just
Yeah.
get track position, and he does get track position.
So this is the problem now. Hushrav and VFX are going to be right behind it in tandem. So yeah, that's fine. That's fine for VFX. He would have not liked if there was a car between Hushrav and himself, but they both have filtered out in P3 and P4. Kill Bill Pandey, by the way, has also stayed out. So he's not going to pit at all. Not Sume and Racing Gupta, who were the... Oh, Sid Venkatesh drive through. Now this is getting a little bit repetitive now for Sid. Once again, not been able to manage the delta, and he has a drive through which he'll have to solve after the safety car comes in.
Yeah.
So not Sumi and Racing Gupta staying out, and I think that's a correct decision because they wanted the mediums to last till the end of the race, and now they have a safety car.
This is definitely going to help them take the. I never said Jin has to pit.
You did.
He has to pit eventually. He has to pit eventually. He started on the mediums. He started on the mediums.
But it was a bit of a confusion for him, I guess, because he can't go on mediums
Azun
now.
hasn't been studying enough. Azun hasn't studied enough. But yeah, he has to pit eventually. It's like he's not like he can finish the race on these tires. He has to pit eventually. It's just that obviously he's not going to pit now, and he is at a slight disadvantage. But he does have Kill Bill, even though Kill Bill is racing him for position. He does have Kill Bill between him and Hushraf and Vifix.
Why is Sid pitting? Sid, you will not be able to solve your drive-through under the safety car.
I think he might have damage.
It is on fresh mediums now, and he's almost about to be lapped here. You can see the top pack or the leading pack on the main straight, and Sid just about navigating turn 1. So fine, Sid Venkatesh will still have time to catch up, assuming he's not driving to a delta, which it seems like he is. So his race is going to be a little bit out of sorts from here on. But two retirements, Steves. Ashwin Lakhwani, did you get any response from him?
No, I'm waiting on a response from Ashwin and Shadow.
So let's just see if he has written something on the Discord. Oh, okay. Nothing so far. Alright, so that's okay. We'll wait for a response from him. Maybe he had to just go away for some while. But anyway, I think the safety car should be in this lap, teams. I think the whole pack has bunched up except for Sid Venkatesh, and let's see.
Yeah, it should be in.
Right, so Ishan has come out on a set of hards. Where did Ishan qualify? Let me have a look. Alright, so Ishan was at the bottom of the pack. He was P17, so that probably makes sense because he did the opposite of what Jin did. So Jin stayed out and did not put on a set of hards. He will go long, and then I assume that he will put a set of softs on his car. But Ishan has decided to pit and take advantage of this safety car, and then go to the end on these hard tires.
Ashwin responded. He had few important calls to attend to.
That made sense. I thought so because I thought he had some. Looked like he was in control of his car, but was driving pretty slowly on the straight. But that's very, very responsible for him to retire in the pits, and also until that time not go on AI, because that could really ruin someone else's race.
Absolutely.
I don't think we have the message of safety car coming in.
I think it might be because Jin is creating a gap to this.
Oh my god, how late is that?
How late is that?
That's not done. This is the third time in a row I'm seeing this. Jin and everyone else is now warming up the tires, but this is going to be mega close. As when does Jin decide to go now? I think it's now. Oh, Jin! No, Jin. Absolutely not. As Hushraf is on the back of Kill Bill Pandey already. and I think he'll make the move maybe.
Yeah, Hushav's gone. Hushav's clearly into. Oh, Kill Bill. Kill Bill. Fought it back, nearly spun, nearly lost it, but.
VFix is on the back of Kill Bill Pandey as well. Kill Bill Pandey has the inside. There's someone else who has lost places as well. Let's see what VFix does. Oh, that's a really bad angle. But VFix is through and he's on the back of Hushrav once again. So he is smelling blood. VFX almost trying to go round the outside of Hushrav. Let's stay on board with Kill Bill Pandey, who has the first.
That too at the Lesbo. At Lesbo 1. That was. VFX is itching for that position. VFX desperately wants that position.
And he has got a chance to win that back. There are so many battles happening behind.
8 laps in the waiting. 8 laps he's been waiting. 8 laps.
Yeah, you are right. As there's further damage behind. I think HVP has lost it maybe.
Yeah, I believe it is HVP. Yep.
But what is Natsume up to? Natsume is, I think, through on Racing Gupta. So these two have been battling all race long. And Natsume has taken that position. So let's see if Racing Gupta can fight back. Is anyone into the pits? No, not yet. PSI will fight back for that position. Areng on board with Natsume. PSI, can he go on the attack on Racing on Kill Bill Pandey rather?
I'm trying to figure out what he would do now. He's got to hang back. But
I'm sure he will get superior traction out of the corner. As he does, round the outside does PSI go. Can he make it stick? Oh, that's good defending from Kill Bill Pandey, but PSI can see him weaving. He is determined to take that inside line. Has he outbraked himself? I think he has, but he got the position.
He got the position, and something we might have missed was VFX actually taking a lot of curb and losing some time to Hushrav.
Yeah, he has lost a few important tenths to Hushrav there, but still within DRS activation. Next time they come across the line, as Kimi or Tofaroon is running good as well in P10, does not have to pit anymore. As Saurabh Nayak is asking Deals how many laps. I think we'll have to repeat that it was 8 laps. But VFX now losing more time. That is not great to see for him. As Quick Killer losing positions there once again. Ishan is through. Kimi is in the back of Quick Killer as well. Quick Killer, does he want to take that position again? That was a bit of a dangerous move as Hushrav sets the fastest lap of the race. Natsume on the back of Kill Bill Pandey and Racing Gupta on the back of Natsume. Does Racing Gupta go for a move? I think he'll have to stay back for this one. Hope he does not run into the back. I think he has. Not sure what happened, but I think he has just about saved himself from wing damage. As further behind, Quick Killer, after being overtaken by Ishan, who's on the hard tires, will probably want that position back, but his tires are, as Steve said, 8 laps old, and those 8 laps will be, as Ishan is a little bit out of sorts at the exit of the second chicane, but he is fine now. So the McLaren's running P7, P8. Can they work together here, teams, to ensure a good result for the team? Both are going to the end, both are on different strategies.
Yeah, logically they should, considering one is a reserve driver, one is a full-time driver. Theoretically, I think at some point they should switch around, because Ishan is the full-time driver, so he should get more points, or try to get more points, if they're going to play that team game. But again, there's no.
But at this point, it seems like Seal Killer will be the faster car, at least theoretically, as V6 that's the fastest car of the race.
Theoretically speaking, but then his tires might drop off faster than Ishan's might, or would.
On board with Natsume here, and Natsume is going to down the inside. It's a half-hearted attempt at best, and both of them have still kept the car in one piece without spinning around. Quick Killer and Ishan. So Ishan is now getting eaten alive because of that. Kill Bill Pandey losing one position at least, and Natsume is through for P4, and that puts him in P4 right now. Up ahead, the gap is 7 tenths, and here is the Haas driver switching around. Kill Bill Pandey giving way to Racing Gupta. Different strategies as Ishan loses one more position. Can I Am Rahul go around the outside of Ishan? Rahul is pushed a bit wide there. and Kimi is on board, and Kimi almost touching into the back of I Am Rahul. These two now will have a drag race to the Ascari chicane. Let's see what happens. Kimi is ahead for now. Does I Am Rahul dive down the inside? He tries to hang it there, but doesn't really happen for him. Quick Killer is behind. It's non-stop action. What's happening up front? 5 tenths is the gap, so VFix has closed up to Hushrav. I don't think this lap that we might see an overtake. Let's still stick with them because you never know with VFix. His determination knows no bounds, and he stays behind for one more lap. Kill Bill Pandey in the pits. I Am Rahul on the back of Kimi, and Quick Killer on the back of I Am Rahul. This is going to be tasty. As Jin has pitted as well, so that's something which I completely missed. Teals.
Jin pit had to pit immediately at the safety car restart because.
Oh yeah. How am I so stupid? But Jin is on 3 lap. Can those tires go?
Yes.
13
Those tires
laps?
should be able to. Yeah, those tires should be able to go. Actually, they might not. They might not. Actually,
It's
10
tough.
laps,
but
13. Yeah, 13 laps. I don't think.
This is going to be interesting now. VFX within 2 tenths of Hushrav, and something which he has been waiting for more than 8 laps is VFX on the back of Hushrav. This is going to be the lap, I think, Teeves. Riding on board with VFX, using a lot of battery. Hushrav will defend the inside line.
Going to the outside.
Yeah, and
he's clean through.
Comfortably ahead. Decisive move from VFX. Now is to utilize the clean air to get in front as Kimi is on the back of Ishan, and Kimi is passed as well.
And as Azun is loving to remind us, we missed Tofrun's move around the outside of Ascari.
Oh, there's a yellow flag somewhere. There's I Am Rahul. Oh, there's Nishan who's round as well. Kill this man. Get any luck. He has changed his race number as well, I think. But yeah, so we did see that. Probably didn't appreciate it enough. But I think Kimi was ahead in the braking zone anyway. When he was battling, who was it? Was it Ishan? I'm not sure. Or was it someone else? I don't know. Hushrav, by the way, on the back of VFix. So you know what? I think Hushrav might have decided to give his ERS a bit of rest and take it from there. But these two are just can't be separated. Are Faroon and Ishan, who are now going to battle it out. But let's see what Hushrav does meanwhile. And he's not using his bat. You can see he has drained a lot of ERS. So I think he might be just playing it smart here. Let VFX tow him along. And
no, they're not nowhere close on track for that to happen. But I like your thinking.
You'll be surprised what Ferrari can pull off, especially at Monza. So let's not count that out just yet. But I'm sure they might not repeat it again. Nishan is still going, and I don't think he has wing damage. I think he was just spun around, or maybe he spun around by himself at the exit of turn 1. So VFX has 8 laps to defend this lead, and Hushrav is not going away anytime soon. So I think this could be a battle which we see all race long, honestly.
Yep, it's gonna go.
Oh, it's 2 tenths now. Hushrav is giving it absolutely everything. I think VFix might have made a mistake into Ascari, and Hushrav is now within 2 tenths of the Ferrari. So this is going to be intense once again, and VFX
I believe
might just.
For some strange reason, your stream is far ahead of mine.
How is that possible?
I was spectating the wrong Ferrari. I apologize.
Well, Hushrav is through, and VFX
pulling an identical move to what VFX pulled on him.
Yeah, absolutely. Kimi, by the way, on the back of Serial Killer, and Kimi is making a lot of moves. Massive respect for Faroon. He is having a lovely drive today, using just the right amount of curbs, and is into P6. What a drive from him. Well, VFX seems to be losing some time now. He's still within that 1 second, so he will get DRS, but he's not as close as he would want to be. Maybe just preserving.
Could he have used up? Could he have used up more
Kimi
of his
and Serial Killer battling. Serial Killer seems to be glitching a little bit, but Kimi is still ahead, and he will retain that P6. Who do you want me to not curse, Azun, if you can be more specific with that?
Vifix. He doesn't want you to curse Vifix.
Alright, but I mean, they're fighting for the race lead. Do you not want me to show that?
Azun, you noob.
They're on the back straight. They're on the main straight once again. And what are they going to do? VFX tries the move down around the outside.
But he just has to give way.
He had to back out. But this is alright. So Kimi, okay, fine. I'll try not to do that. As soon as the McLarens have swapped positions once again. Serial Killer, please give space. And Ishan and Serial Killer, I think they collided as HUP gets
3 seconds. So I believe that's for track limits.
Right. So these two, Racing Gupta and Natsume, they are battling so much, they are allowing PSI to be a little bit comfortable in that P3. And massive respect for all the drivers who have not got a penalty so far. I don't know how they have survived 21 laps without cutting Ascari at least 25 times. That's something which I will not understand.
Absolutely. But Vifix is again like pushing it. He's using his ERS. He is on the back of Hushraf again, coming into Parabolica. He's actually looking at the outside of Parabolica to the outside of Hushraf into the entry of Parabolica, and I'm guessing he's going to try one more.
Yellow flag! Please don't be a safety car. I want that overtake to happen at least, so we can say.
Ishan.
Yeah, that's
Ishan on the exit
Ascari.
of Ascari again, and Vifix is ahead.
And Ishan has left the session. Hushraf gets a good drive out of turn 1. He might challenge V chicane. Let's see if that happens. Hushraf is going to try his best, and he's going around the outside, but to return to the inside of the next corner. Hushraf stays behind for now, and VFX is the race leader. Further behind, it's Teves and Nishan battling. Teves, remember, on those soft tires. Can Kilvin Pandey make his way through? Oh my god.
Teves is not.
I'm literally on fire tonight. Jin and Nishan. Honestly, I blame Azun for this. He's distracting me with his comments.
Absolutely. That is why I just tune out Azun. I don't listen to Azun. I don't talk to Azun. I don't listen to Azun. It is the easiest, most zen thing to do. But continuing.
Yeah, you think yeah, I can see that, and I think Hushraf will make a move. So you think at this point they're calculating who will get the overtake done on the last lap, because sometimes that's what some drivers do. I am not sure if they are doing it, but see, this is lap 23. So lap 25 and lap 27 there's a yellow flag. Once again Ascari, sector 3.
I think that is I'm Rahul.
Please
yes,
don't collide.
They're going side by side. They're going side by side. They touched wheels. They've touched wheels. Oh my god, this is like just.
This is non-stop, isn't it?
Yeah.
Between these two drivers.
Vifix is trying to switch back to the outside of chicane, turn 2, the second chicane, and no, he just loses out there. I honestly don't think that is. Vifix is going to be happy with that.
I think it was just about fair, at least looking from my perspective.
I think it was just in that. I think it was in that grey area, right, where it's going to be open to interpretation. But in the heat of the moment, the driver themselves not. And he's driving down. Vifix makes a move driving down into Ascari. That is something.
Well,
but
you know what?
Hushraf does get a good exit.
Yeah.
He has a good exit, and he's still on the back of thing. I think this is the most overtakes they've had in a lap.
For the lead, at least. I mean, it's lap after lap after lap. Hushrev does not use the DRS. I mean, he used the DRS, but he's not using the energy. Is he going for a move? He is switching around the outside. These two are at it once again. And once again, they are just about giving enough space. This is,
and they do it.
This is absolutely epic.
They basically, whatever one driver does on lap 24, then the other driver's doing on lap 25. So on lap 23, we had Vifix on the inside of the first chicane. Now we had Hushrev on the inside of first chicane, and Hushrev makes a mistake, and Vifix capitalizes on that, and he's ahead for now.
Oh my God, this is. I really hope they can do this until the end of the race. I don't want to settle this by some mistake of a driver or something like that. But PSI legends.
Yeah, but I
this.
do agree with Nova as well. I think they don't have to worry about tires. They don't have to worry about tires because of that elongated safety car.
Should they worry about PSI legends?
Yes, they should.
This is
because one contact can potentially spin both of them out.
And I'm seeing comments, and I'm thinking the same. Why are they not waiting until the last lap? I don't know why they are not.
Because any number of things, like we've seen in league racing, any number of things can happen, right? A safety car in lap 26. I don't think that's possible.
No, that's not going to happen. The game does not give.
Lap 25. Lap 25, safety car, right? That is why they want to get that lead and hold that lead.
Is Jin making a move meanwhile? Not yet, but he might be on a move. But we can't move away from this battle as Hushrev is trying down the inside of Curva de Grande, and he has made the overtake stick. Vfix will still have the inside line. Is he giving enough space to Hushrev?
No, they can't.
Oh, losing time is Vfix, and PSI Legends is on the back of him. Vfix has still. I think he has just about held it.
Be fuming.
He has just about held it, but he is still within DRS. So this is all to play for. What's happening further behind? Jin's sanity. I'm really sorry for other drivers who are battling it out. We really want to cover everyone, but PSI Legends, this is what I'm talking about. He's 5 tenths, 6 tenths within 7 tenths. Well, the gap is increasing, but what I'm trying to say is he's within DRS as well. It could be anyone's race at this point.
Absolutely.
If the top two collide now, PSI Legends would be in absolute driving seat, but 2 laps to go. I need some water, but oh my God, this is intense. I think Vfix might just wait it now. If I were him, well, I am not him, and he's a much better and a faster driver than I am. And there's a yellow flag, sector 2. I think that's
They've come to lap Sid. They've come to lap Sid. They've come to lap Sid, and this is going to play into Vfix's hand.
Is it?
I think it will.
Well, let's have a look.
I think Sid moves out. Make it easy.
Yeah, Sid that's a smart thing to do. As Hushrev is being caught up by Vfix, and oh, this is going to be so juicy. Last lap, 1.5 laps to go. I don't think I've seen a battle like this for the lead ever in my quote-unquote commentary career. So.
Because Hushrev.
No, that's Hushrev letting him by because he wants the DRS on the main straight. That's pretty much what happened. That's pretty much what happened in my opinion. But PSI
absolutely, I get that.
So there you go.
But now the smart thing to do with Vfix would be to kind of, I wouldn't say back him up, but like slow it down so that PSI could come into.
There's no way he can do that. And oh my God, you want to show ERS, but here you go. Hushrev is like 10%. Vfix is around 10%. It's going to be a drag race to the line. Vfix will probably defend the inside line. He does. And Hushrev has the outside line. Braking for turn 1. Hushrev just about seems to get it. He's giving Vfix enough time. Oh, that was a little bit wide. And PSI makes his way through. PSI making his way through. Vfix has to settle for P3 for now. Let's see what PSI does. He is derating as well. And what's happening with Kill Bill Pandey? He makes a move. Let's quickly turn back to
Hushrev has got a 3 second. Hushrev has a 3 second penalty, and this plays right back into PSI and Vfix's hands.
Can Vfix still get PSI at the run of Ascari?
I
Can
think he
PSI
can.
hold, or will PSI take the win here? VFX is using all his battery, so must be PSI. But VFX now is
I think
taking the
he's
inside
going to
line.
make the move. He's made the move. He's made the move, and he's made it stick. And he's made it stick so far.
Oh my God, this is so good. Oh my God!
We're literally on the edge
Oh
of
my
our
God.
seats,
Okay,
and he
teams,
just
I
has
need
to
to
make
say
it
it.
through Parabolica.
Okay, teams, I need to say the line. I need to say the line. Just give me a moment, as Hushrav will take the checkered flag, but he has a 3-second time penalty. And VFX, he won in Budapest, he won in Spa, he wins in Monza in a Ferrari. He takes the checkered flag with PSI in P2. Hushrav finishes P3. Natsume just a tenth of Hushrav. He could have gotten podium as well. Racing Gupta P5, Kimi in P6 as people are staring at me because I'm shouting too loud. Kill Bill Pandey P7, Serial Killer P8, Jin Sanity P9, and the top 10 is rounded by Quick Killer Nishan. The second Ferrari finishes in P11. I am Rahul gets points, but it depends on how much gap he has to people at Nishan finishing within the top 10, by the way. Sid Venkatesh P13 and HVP, not a race for him to look back on, is the last of the finishers. What a race that was, Steve. I'm so glad we caught all of it. What a battle.
The action between these two guys at times got a little touchy, a little too touchy for comfort, but it was something. It was something.
Oh my
and
God, that
Vifix
was
being the Ferrari fan, driving Ferraris, winning at Monza.
That was some epic shit.
No, I don't think PSI let him through. I just think that Vifix managed to outbreak him completely.
And I mean, he had DRS, so...
Yes, absolutely.
Wow. That's a race rundown for everyone on the screen in just a couple of seconds. I've already gone through the order, so you can have a look at it again as I need to catch some breath here. What a race that was,
Are you sure you just need breath? I would think you need more than breath.
I might have to have my dinner again. This race has drained me of all my energy, but while we do that, teams, if we can get our top three.
I have already done it.
All three of them?
I have sent out those invites. Yes, all three of them.
That is great. You are a legend, teams. As have been VFX and Hushrav. But oh my God, what a race that was. And I can't wait to talk to VFX, honestly.
Oh, this is going to be...
Thank God for Monza and thank God for VFX and Hushrav. What a battle they had, and PSI at the end.
I just hope we have something like this tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely! I would love that. Even if Hamilton wins, I would love that. If if we get a
exactly. I don't care who wins. I just want to see them race properly.
Like we had today. Hushrav is already in the chat. Hushrav will just wait for a minute or so before the other people can join in. But while we do that, if you can ensure that your audio sharing settings are on, so we can hear you on the stream. And let's wait for... Can VFX even speak right now? I'm sure he is screaming at the top of his voice. Let's wait for that. Hushrav in the Alpha Tauri, finishing in P3. VFX is here. I think let's start. We'll wait for PSI to join in whenever he can. So... Let me start off with Hushrav. Hushrav, are you there?
Yep, right here.
Alright, Hushrav. I don't know what you had for breakfast this morning, but that was probably the best battle I've seen for the lead ever in terms of sim racing. Just talk us through what happened. Talk us through the VSC period where you pulled out a 1.5 second advantage over VFX under the VSC. And then the safety car came in, and then you were just exchanging positions lap after lap after lap. Just talk us through your race.
I mean, yeah, firstly, like, immensely frustrating because I think I had the race win today, and I just committed a needless corner cut. Like, there was no point in it. I hadn't cut that corner all race long, and I went and cut it on the last lap, and it ended up in a penalty. But otherwise, with the race, it was a really tough race because I think Vifix and I were running like opposite setups. I noticed I was running a bit more downforce. He was running much lesser wing than I was, so it was easy for him to stay within my DRS because like here the DRS is worth like 6, 7 tenths every lap. So even if he wasn't faster than me, as long as he was in my DRS, it was fine. Like he was staying there, and even when I was falling back on him, I was also very like easily able to stay. So I guess it was just conserving the battery, like deciding when to attack, when to not attack, and I think I had it in the last lap. That at turn one, it got a bit messy, but it seemed like I pushed him off, but there's like nothing I could have done because I was right on the curb. So when I was on the curb, basically, when I was pushed onto the curb, I had like no steering wheel. So I was as good as just like going straight no matter what I did. And either way, I got the position, and yeah, then it didn't matter because turn 3, turn 4, I went ahead and got it. Ended up with a pen, but I'm glad. It was a really fun battle, and it was pretty respectful, so props to him for keeping it clean. It was pretty fun driving as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked like you finally had your first win in the Indian Racing League after getting some really promising qualifying results your way, but I'm sure that will come in due time. But congratulations once again, Hushrav. I leave it up to Teeves. Teeves, do you have anything else to ask
No,
for?
I think you covered it. I think he covered it, and I just want to congratulate you on a very good race, and that was the show. And thank you for putting on that show for everyone.
Thank you, man.
That was mega. That was really good, Hushrav. PSI, Teeves, why don't you start us off with PSI? If it's around, PSI, are you here?
Sai? I don't think PSI. Oh, it's Sai here. Hi,
Yeah.
Sai. Your audio sharing's turned on, right?
Yeah, it should be on.
Okay. Starting off first, that was quite a performance in qualifying. How did you know that you were going to be setting around that kind of pace in qualifying, or it just happened the day, like literally in session?
I think about qualifying, I wasn't really worried. And I haven't done really any practice at Italy in the last week. It's just today at 4 p.m. I was practicing with Gupt, and I tried to do some time trial, and I know I had pace at quali. I didn't know it was good enough to get up, T3 and above, but I was quite surprised with my quali, to be honest, because I was expecting Sumer and people like Ishan as well to get in the top spot, but my aim was to just get T5. So yeah, pretty interesting.
Yeah, but that was again an impressive, mega qualifying performance, and then just walk us through your race. That was actually a pretty good race. You nearly had that race win, but yeah, just walk us through the rest of your race.
I mean, on the first end on the soft tires, it was fine. I think I was keeping up with the leaders, Vfix and Hushrav being incredibly quick. It was hard to keep up with them, but I was keeping up nevertheless. But I think as soon as the safety car came out, I think keeping Sumer behind was really difficult. It wasn't easy at all, because Sumer, even though he was behind by like 3 seconds, he caught up to me by, I think it was less than 1.1 seconds at one point by the end of the stage. So yeah, it was tough. Then I caught up to Vfix and Hushrav as well. They were battling hard, but I tried to make the most I can. I unfortunately didn't have enough ERS, so VFix overtook me, but this is the best position I have ever gotten in IRL, and maybe I think it's my first podium as well. So
no, it's not. You got a podium in USA, season 3.
The first podium on F1 2021.
All right.
If we're going to go into that specifics, okay. Congratulations on that podium, but also you want to talk a little bit more about that move that Vifix made, that race-winning move that Vifix made from your point of view? Were you expecting him to make that move there, or?
I mean, honestly, to be really frank, I wouldn't have fought him either ways, because he had the main straight as well in front of him, and it's pretty much open air for him, and I was low on ERS anyway, so I knew the instant I saw VFix on the inside that it's done, but yeah, I gave it all I had, and P2 is not bad.
No, that P2 is not bad at all, and that was a great race from you, PSI. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Back to you, Malav.
Right, I think PSI, you have driven a really, really good race and showed that you could also almost get that race win, because the top two were battling lap after lap. Almost got it as well, but yeah, as you said, maybe running out of ERS on the last lap made you concede that position to VFX, but nonetheless a really, really strong race, and we hope you get more positions. But was it getting a little bit lonelier in the middle of the race when behind you Not Sume and Racing Gupta were battling and not really catching up to you, and up ahead the leaders are battling. So did you feel a little bit like 2019 Max Verstappen?
I mean, yeah, I did feel a little bit lonely. I was right in the middle of it. 3 seconds, guys in front of me were 3 seconds in front, and Sumer and Gupta were 3 seconds behind. So I was really in the middle of nowhere. But the thing is, both of the packs started fighting in the front as well and in the back. So somehow the gap collapsed. So that was pretty interesting. But yeah, I think I enjoyed the race, to be honest. I know it was a little boring from my side, but I had fun, to be honest.
Absolutely, and it was really entertaining to watch. So if you have the time, do watch it back. We hope we have covered a lot of battles, especially at the front. But speaking of that and moving on from you, PSI, let's go to the race winner. VFix, first of all, are you breathing? I want to know that you are alive. I want to know that you have not shouted your lungs out. And I want to know what you're feeling right now, because that was, as I said to Hushraf, that was probably the best racing I've seen for the lead. Just talk us what you are going through. We do have a couple of follow-up questions, so we'll take that later. But just talk us through what you're feeling right now.
Yeah, before I even begin, did you say the line?
I did.
Did you say the line?
I did. I
okay.
did.
I lost the screen for confirmation.
I mean, I had to literally ask Steves to just not say anything for a second so I could say the line. So yes, I did say the line.
Yeah, I mean, that was just probably, it was probably even the best battle I've had. Like, there was no room for mistakes in that one, to be honest. Like, sometimes going through that second chicane, we used to be like, what, 40,000s apart? So it was just brilliant, like, reactionary driving also, to be honest, because every lap you have to contemplate whether you really want to go for it or whether you want to stay behind him this lap. How much ERS does that guy have? Because there were no race engineers, or nor did anyone DNF. So no one could have told me in the party. So I was just banking on him to make a mistake at the end, and yeah, he did. But that was just absolutely mega. I'm so exhausted right now after that battle.
How angry were you at the timing of that virtual safety car where you lost that time to Hushraf initially?
I wasn't angry about the virtual safety car coming out. I was more angry about the fact that the game somehow made a 1 second delta into 1/10 delta within the space of like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
it went from 1 second to 1/10. So I had to slow down for no reason going down the main straight. And that's when he gained 2 seconds on me. So I was like, what's happening with this game? But yeah, luckily that's the other safety car came out. So that did even it up back again. Because I think if I had to catch him 2 seconds, I wouldn't have had the tires to even attempt an overtake, to be honest.
All right, VFix. I also want to know. I think that you touched upon that, but we were having a little conversation on the stream as well as people in the comments. Were any of you? This goes for Hushraf as well. Did any of you think that maybe I'll just hang back and try and overtake on the last lap, or you wanted to get it done and try to take advantage of the clean air?
I think I didn't want to try it on the last lap because I felt like he might be saving it up for the last lap. So the second last lap was what I was going for. But then, unfortunately, Sid V's car came out of the pits. So that really ruined any hopes of overtaking into turn 1, because when you have a lapped car there, you don't know what line to take, even if the guy goes. So yeah, that was a bit frustrating. But yeah, that was the plan. Unfortunately, that plan didn't work out. But luckily, I didn't get a third warning, because I had 2 warnings.
Oh, you were on 2 warnings. Okay, okay. That would have been made it even more intense on the final few laps.
That would have.
Yes, Steve.
But you want to like, from what we saw, obviously that racing was super close and I would say frustratingly close, because we were scared. But at least I was. But do you want to think about what was going through your mind when you guys were doing that lap after lap into the first chicane?
I mean, lap after lap, you're not really thinking of anything. You're just in the zone. So I'm like, if he does this, then I'm gonna do that. And you don't really think about crashing, to be honest, when you're in fights like this. You're just so focused on overtaking the guy. If you crash, then you come out of that. But when the adrenaline is flowing, you have tunnel vision, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. But again, really, it was really how do I explain it? Like, I was making moves I hadn't made ever in my life. Mostly you'd think like turn 1, the inside is like the best place to defend, but I think I made the move work around the outside 2 times.
Yeah.
And then I made it work a third time, the inside as well. So I think he passed me inside of De La Roja once, and I went on the outside once. Yeah, basically, like he said, like you're not really thinking, you're just really putting trust into the other guy that he's going to leave you the space, and I think he did that rather well.
That was honestly some brilliant driving from you guys, because you guys were literally whatever one driver would do in one lap, the other driver would do the same thing the next lap, and it was just brilliant, and it was literally poetry in motion. So that was brilliant.
Teams, one final question for me. Yeah, go on, Teams.
Yes.
Not Teams, sorry.
No. Right when you're about to end the stream, tell me. I have two things to say.
All right, yeah, I can already see that coming. But
I also have two things to say.
yes, VFix, we will give you the final shout out before after PSI. But VFix, I want to know about your car number. What happened? You changed it to something else than 24.
It's 46 for the doctor, the OG Italian in motorsports, Valentino Rossi.
Oh,
Just retiring this year, so this is a homage to him.
that was good to see. Yes, PSI, you go first. After that, I'll leave the final word to VFix.
First thing I want to say is I want to quickly give our server admin of Sandbagging Haven, Nishan, a big shout out. Nishan has been doing so well. He's managing the server so well. So big shout out to Nishan. And the second thing, I have a clip to play.
Oh my god.
That was for VFix. That's all I had.
That's great to see. While I will end my piece here, and then VFix deservedly so will have the last say here. But yeah, everyone, thank you for watching. I can still see 14 people, which is usually not the number we have, especially after the race is ended. So great to see everyone on the stream, and do ensure that you have subscribed and left a like on this, because this was probably one of the best battles we have seen for the lead. I will see you in a couple of weeks time. We'll have other commentators, and I'm really glad that I did not miss this race, because I would have been really mad if I just missed this one, especially with a Ferrari winning in Monza. With that being said, we will sign out. VFX, you have your say, and then we'll end the stream.
First of all, have a good one, Malav. Gonna miss you in the commentary box these next 2 weeks. IRL stand-up commentator, not a comedian, because you're not funny. Number 2, Noah, League Racing, come back. Hurry up, no. Buy that PS5. And yeah, last but not least, shout out to the Sandbagging Heaven and to my teammate Nishan. Grazie, signing out.
Alright, take care guys. Have a good night and a good weekend.
Take care guys, bye.